What's up guys, Subzark here, back for another VOD review. Today, doing a VOD review from Robinsongz, winner of the America's Star Guardian Cup. This guy had a really dominant performance across the entire tournament, really. I mean, you cannot say that this guy did not deserve to take the dub home on the America's Star Guardian Cup. So, I mean, he's had a great tournament, is guaranteed going back to Worlds because all the cup winners guarantee go to Worlds, which is so hype, honestly. And I want to watch Robin because I feel like he is a really great player to watch on patches like this when line selection is everything. I mean, line selection in modern TFT is just everything. Picking your comp and picking a good comp in a good spot just does feel so important these days. And Robin is someone who is really good at that. He is, by the way, hopefully this is getting removed by on the next patch that's coming out Wednesday. But look, he does tailor here for Tiny Team by putting one Star Guardian in right now. I wouldn't even mind selling this Udyr here to pick up the Kennen pair. We don't really have that much of an open here, honestly. We have a few Sorks, and that's about it. So first dogman here, Scoreboard Scrapper, Heroic Grab Bag, Wandering Trainer here. Wandering Trainer is like kind of the worst option. Scoreboard Scrapper could make sense to play, you know, one of these like Lost Streak style openers, but I do really like the Heroic Grab Bag option from Robin here, and look what we can do here. We can Heroic Grab Bag the Swain, we pick up a Bastion, we can level for that Bastion, play 3 Sork here, and we are actually going to power up Lucian here, which I think it's an interesting idea. We take the Drift Duo for him, just good mana gen for him, honestly, and we're going to lock ourselves. I mean, we've spent 2 dupes on a Swain here. We're going to say we are playing Sorks from this spot. I mean, it's a great spot to play Sorks from, but a few interesting things to talk about. So I think the most obvious piece of this is using the double dupes here on the Swain. You have to be careful when using the double dupes on a 3 cost. I made the horrible mistake a few patches, no, maybe a patch or 2 ago, of changes to monster trainers double duping a Kog'Maw and then losing every single fight because Kog'Maw did not used to be a unit early game. Nowadays he's pretty good, so you can at least feel good about that. I don't know. I wonder ever. I mean, you'd actually love to throw Yasuo onto this board, but you can't because you're not going to be able to make gold here. So I guess that's the reasoning behind not doing that. But yeah, also that is not my ad. That is Robinsongz ad. I'm not getting endorsed by Riot Games here, though I wish I was to sponsor the Paris Open. I mean, I'll take it, Riot Games, if you ask me. I'll do it. All good. So that's the first part that I think is quite obvious. The second part that I think is less obvious, but actually makes a lot of sense, is powering up the Lucian here. I mean, looking at our item slams, you're kind of forced to slam JG here, and when you're thinking about power-ups, you want to multiply usually your strongest unit on this board. And the question is Lucian with a JG stronger than Swain 2 here? I don't know if I completely agree, but what I do agree is that a lot of these damage power-ups feel a lot more transformative. A unit like Lucian here with just JG has 0 mana gen. Obviously, you know, he's auto-attacking, but, you know, 0 extra mana gen. Power-up giving him that mana gen or something like a Midas Touch or something like that, I feel like is just so much more transformative. I would go for a Gargoyle here. You could go for the Crown Guard, but yeah, I think a Gargoyle into an early Swain 2 sounds just absolutely disgusting here to make him as tanky as possible. We pick up the Lux here, get the 4 Sork in, get the Xin Zhao in as well, which is just another fantastic in on this board. I imagine we'll probably hold this extra Lucian as well, so we don't have to burn a power-up remover late game. But I mean, this is also one of those comps where I feel like the power-up removers are less relevant than, you know, something like a Star Guardian. Star Guardian, you know, you need almost 2 exact power-ups. Sorks, maybe it's because it's just kind of like a less developed comp. Less people are, you know, playing it every single game. But it does to me feel like, you know, you don't need exactly. What is my kitty doing? I don't even know where she is, but I just hear her running around or something. I feel like you don't need like exactly 1 power-up. You can kind of get away with like a lot of different power-ups onto Karma, onto your secondary unit, which can be Swain, it can be Jarvan, it can be Gwen. We'll see once we get there. And then I guess the last piece of this to talk about in the early game is just Sorks as a line. Sorks is a line that it's kind of interesting. It's pretty, I wouldn't even necessarily say underplayed, but it is not played that much in NA. I know there was some talk about this line being played a lot more in like APAC. Just one of those lines that, like, kind of because of meta differences, it might be stronger on some servers than others. What I will say about the Sorks line is that I do feel like it actually does have a quite solid matchup late game into Star Guardian. Even through Star Guardian shielding and healing and things like this, I feel like oftentimes you can just delete the enemy Jinx using Gwen plus, you know, Karma and other factors, which is, I mean, you will win the fight every single time if you do that, if you just bypass the Poppy and delete the Jinx here. We have Shojin as a slammable here, and I'm actually really shocked that Robin doesn't go for the slam here, because I would be pretty scared of losing to a potential, you know, this Malzahar with the Blighting Jewel. But he says, you know what, my Swain will hold the line. The Swain does hold the line. So many units low, but not low enough to lose. So we end up winning that fight, which is huge actually. And so it's not an overslam. Perfect non-slam from Robin there. All right. I mean, it's not gonna be corrosion or preparation. Fire Sale's a great econ augment. You don't really want another econ augment here, I would say. I think you'd prefer some kind of solid combat. You don't have much though. Item Collector is pretty much untakeable in a comp where you're already getting so much extra AP that the AP is not very relevant, and the AD is completely irrelevant, and Underdogs is just not that great of an augment in general, especially in a comp like this where it's not like you have these mega tanks. So yeah, I do feel like you are kind of forced to take Fire Sale here, which is almost a little bit awkward in that, you know, we're double econ here, but I mean, maybe not if Robinsongz wants to play this aggressively here. Yeah, opts to level up here and fits. Wait a minute, I didn't even think about this this option, but we're actually going to fit in the 3 Crystal Gambit here at 3-2. This is something that I liked a lot on this patch. I didn't actually get a chance to do it in any of my Trials games, I think, but Win Streak into Crystal Gambit can be really, really nice for capping your board out high and just winning games. What you can do here, win all the fights up here, play your 3 Crystal Gambit here, take 3 losses, double down. I mean, Robin could go for the insane style, which is 3 fights here, get whatever stacks, double down, take 3 losses, and then double down again. And that, I mean, that's enough stacks to just win the game for free at that point. You know, you're nearing like the 450, 500 stack thresholds, which, I mean, those do just straight up win you the game for free. So we'll see what Robin wants to do here. I think maybe if he had the opportunity to take like some kind of augment that gives him extra HP, he could think more about that idea. But you do also have the potential to gain HP if you win any of these fights with Crystal Gambit in. This one's really close here. We are going to barely lose, which, I mean, honestly pretty good for Crystal Gambit. But when you get Crystal Gambit in here, it doesn't, like, losing these first 3 fights doesn't matter. Obviously taking good losses like the last one is ideal from a Crystal Gambit stacks standpoint, but you know, saving HP is pretty good as well. Up to take the bow here. This is either GS or Void. I'm imagining it's GS here, but I wouldn't be completely shocked if it was Void. Hold on to the Ashe here. I mean, I guess, honestly, is she a better unit than Syndra? I kind of doubt it. So I think we can be pretty happy with this for now. I mean, he also, I mean, we're on a 2 loss already here. He is going to opt to play the Ashe, and yeah, he is going to opt to make the GS here. I think this makes perfect sense. GS is such a fantastic item, and it really makes sense why he didn't want to slam the Shojin. Even if it might have, you know, kept his streak for a little longer, he was always thinking of, you know, potentially playing Crystal Gambit here. And I mean, he loses through 3 fights, 85 stacks already is great. He can, you know, pretty easily lose another 3 and be in a pretty good spot Crystal Gambit wise. He might even just, you know, lose the next 3 in cash, because 6 loss from here on 75 HP gets a little dicey. I'm pretty happy when I'm like 85 plus HP here to 6 loss. I know I'm then gonna still be around, you know, high 20s, low 30s in terms of HP. And wow, look at this. Actual full open here. Who was this for? Was this Marcel? There's somebody 51 HP here. He does a little bit of a scout at the end here. Who is this for? Is this for Marcel? There's somebody, yeah, I mean, Marcel's really, really low here. Oh, it's for McMeno here, who's also Crystal Gambit here. So good stuff from Robin to ensure that he does lose this fight. I mean, this guy's fielding his Aatrox here. But Robin was just afraid that he was going to grief his loss streak here, which I mean, you can't. If you win any of these fights, I mean, it's absolutely horrible because it reduces your stacks and cashes you out. I mean, it's worst case scenario. So Robin would much rather lose these 3 fights and get 10-0'd than accidentally pick up a win in any of these fights. Also, yeah, swap the board back really quickly. Maybe you can scam McMeno into thinking that you're not going to swap out. And did McMeno? No, McMeno's 1 round off cashing, I think it looked like there. So we'll see. He didn't have that many stacks, so maybe he's actually a few rounds off caching. But they're both in the double down phase, which is actually really scary for a guy named Robinsongz here. We have Shojin or Void Staff as open slams here. I would look at, I mean, ooh, is he thinking of it almost looks like he was thinking of reforging Sword there. But I guess we can delay that decision a second. We do need to just make sure our board's strong. We've had McMeno. This guy's, I'm shocked that McMeno is playing this so lazily. He Crystal Gambit double down and is not even trying to int Robin. I mean, that's really odd, actually. Oh, he's 5 Crystal. Oh, but he's 5 Crystal, but he is double down, right? That is a weird spot for him. So I guess, like, on the one hand, he doesn't mind winning, but he also definitely does mind winning because he just lost to a 250 stack cash out. So that's kind of crazy from him. But I get the idea. If you're 5 Crystal, then you kind of, I mean, he was 5 crystal, right? Am I crazy? I think he was. Yeah, he's 5 crystal here. So like he wants to get the kills. But he is also double down here, which is this is a wild spot for Mechmeno, honestly. He's either going first or 8th, and it might not be 8th. Honestly, I'll say his items are a bit awkward for Ash though. Last augment here. I mean, it's not item collector, it's not overheal. You can roll those 2 for free. Tesla Coil is not bad, and I mean, your other options suck. So I think you kind of have to take Tesla Coil and hope that you get a cash with that has items associated with it. You might not, honestly. I mean, these are great Crystal Gambit units to play, and now we can actually play a real board here. So yeah, we can play some slightly better stuff. It did look like whoever we saw there, yeah, he's actually gonna reforge the sword here with the idea that, like, worst case, I could just make Adaptive Helm as my mana item. I don't have to worry too much. Ooh, that's a Karma, so we can fit that on the board for now. Just play the 5 Storks for a sec. Going to power up the Swain here, take the round 2. I love a round 2 on somebody like Swain, who, you know, he's gonna bypass, or he's going to pass those, you know, the gargoyle onto the dummy. Also on a board like Crystal Gambit that plays for such quick fights. 250 stack cash out, pretty good for Robin, and this is the power of this. Just mid-game Crystal Gambit, you know, he played it for just a few rounds, just 6 rounds, and those first 3 rounds he could have won, honestly, and he probably would have cashed a little bit lower than this, but I mean, still, the 210 cash out is pretty good. So we cash here, we get the dupe plus a couple of 4 costs, which is not bad here for your ability to just easily hit your board 2-star. Opts to roll here, he's got a Gwen too, and a lot of Swains. Oh my god, I mean, we're gonna dupe the Gwen here. He is getting pinged here, I mean, with good reason. Hilarious. Oh, he actually misses the Void Staff here. Meant to throw that onto the Gwen, but threw it on the Kennen on accident. The other kind of crazy thing here, but I think is not that crazy, is he does opt to power up Karma here, and oh my god, we lose this fight actually. Wait, this spot seems really good, but it's actually kind of scary. I mean, we don't have a Rise yet, who's the other usually big in on this board. Opts to take Glove here, which is actually, I feel like, a huge pickup because it allows us to make TG here for the Gwen. But yeah, I think a lot of people would probably be like, why are we not, you know, playing, you know, our items on Gwen, and now we're actually going to level to 9. It's kind of a weird way that we did this, where we rolled on 8 with basically the gold to go 9, and now he levels and goes 9 here. Still no Rise is pretty tragic, but we can at least have a pretty strong board here with the Cassante on the board, and the Janna here is just a good strategist protector. A really nice extra in on this board here, especially, I guess he sold Kennen, right? Which is a little wacky. Usually Ahri is the one that you cut, I feel, because you know, you can keep Protector in once you cut Janna here. He does get a Kennen back here if he wants it. So no, he actually values this setup better than interesting, huh? So if he hit a Rise here, oh, he does. I'm actually interested to know the answer to this question, because it's, oh, okay, interesting, huh? I mean, he values Janna. This is weird. I mean, I guess his thought is that he needs the damage from the Ahri here. I'm kind of surprised he's not playing Kennen on this board. Yeah, to me, that's odd. I know Ahri is like, I mean, she's a 2-star 3 cost, but I mean, she's really not doing significant damage. Getting just Protector in for your entire board with the Strategist Shield, especially if you do, you know, want to think about playing Cassante, feels big. But I mean, he's just going to pivot into this version now that he has the Braum here. And this seems quite nice, because now we're not playing Protector. We don't need the Kennen, and now we get to play the Ahri, so it makes sense. Also, bringing the Gwen down for the Strategist stats makes sense. Okay, there's a pause here. I'm not sure why, but we are going to skip through it with the power of movie magic here. Oh, we skipped too far actually to 5-1 here, so let's see, because I want to see what items we actually make here. Imagine, I mean, we just want to finish Swain items here. Declaw Redemption, probably. You could. Oh, what is Sword? Sterax. Oh, Declaw Sterax. He says Sterax is a better item just for the shield. Man, every player I watch just makes Sterax on all their tanks. I feel like the Sterax item might be broken. I need somebody like a TFT math guy to explain the Sterax over stuff like Redemption to me here, because I thought for sure it'd be Redemption, but he prefers Sterax here. I guess just for the upfront shield is really nice, right? When you're in a spot like this where you run the risk of, you know, the Swain just getting blown up and not actually getting value out of the healing from the Redemption. You just opt to take the Sterax here, and you're guaranteed going to get that shield every single time. The shield is also going to persist onto the dummy with the second or round 2. Also, we are getting into this spot where now we actually have a pretty decent front line. We've kind of gotten through all of our slams and things like that. You can think about moving power up to Gwen. He still likes power up onto the onto the Swain here with the idea that, you know, perhaps we move power up to the Gwen. We just don't have enough frontline. The other thing is this Gwen is TG. So in a fight like this where she rolls even Shroud, Steadfast Heart, is she really doing all that much? I don't think the answer is that big. But now we've hit the cap of the comp. The TG, I didn't mention at the time, but the other really nice thing about making TG is it procs your Tesla coil. So now we actually have 3 Tesla coil units in, which is really nice because, you know, the fact that we didn't get to one of those big item cash outs. I mean, your dream here would have been to get to like the triple anvil cash out and then, you know, get ideally like multiple TGs and then, you know, go just absolutely crazy. But obviously we can't get there. Really close fight for Robin. I mean, this is a fight where I feel like, I mean, okay, Robin might be a genius. I mean, the round 2 on the Swain here, I feel like was actually really, really huge, especially in a spot where Gwen didn't feel like she rolled horrible items, so she didn't end up doing much here. So really smart stuff from Robin here. There is a Nashor's here, which is fantastic onto the Karma here. Only question is what we're doing with the Void Staff. I guess you could just move Gwen items and move TG up to someone else here. We are going to power up Karma. And wow, this is really nice. He actually detailers mech here so that she can't hit mech power up here. And he is gonna just opt to leave these items on Gwen. I mean, you can't move these items off Gwen. That is true. We rolled Edge of Night Morello. I mean, this is like Lucky Gloves Gwen. So you certainly can't move these. And so we're just gonna Void Staff the Lux for now, which is kind of funny because she already has a Marsh Shred on her ability. But I mean, you can see this this board actually caps very, very, very high. One of the highest cap boards in the game, I'll say. Double Anvil here is actually fantastic. I didn't even realize. I forgot that that's the portal that we're in. Now we hit this, so now we're gonna double move the Morello plus the Void Staff over, throw TG onto the Braum. Beautiful itemization here. Move the. I was about to say the Jarvan on the edge looked a little bit sus there, but we move him in, protect him with the mech, and we are just clear in here. Also the efficient. Really, really nice onto the Karma here. Just get her casting faster. I mean, one of her best power-ups, I would say. Take a pretty big loss there to, that was Marcel P, right? Who beat us there. Marcel, another person who I feel like has just been having fantastic tourney runs. I think he just barely didn't make guaranteed day, I don't know how it works. Like week 2 of regionals. There's so many, regionals is a little bit confusing now, but I think once I've seen it once or twice, I'll get it, which I'm hyped for. I'm hyped to see the best players in an A play against each other. All right, level up here. Fit the Janna in, actually, probably the single best in we can get here. He's gonna move Efficient off and look for Mage, and he ends up finding it here. There's kind of I feel like a lot of discussion on what the best Karma power-up is. You know, Efficient gets her to get to that first cast faster, but Mage obviously gives her that double cast, which is a lot of value. The only downside is you obviously have to like wait out the cast time for her to like spend all that time second casting. But Robin, I mean, clearly here thinks Mage is better than Efficient. We do also have an okay amount of mana gen just from the Nashor's Tooth here. So maybe he's like, I'm kind of guaranteed to get to my first cast. I don't need to get to that first cast faster. I just need to have the highest DPS, which should be Mage in general here. All right, rotate into this board from Bapzera here, who actually, wow, so he ended up playing Prodigies here. But you can see, this is what I'm talking about this this board, is we literally just, the Gwen just like one-tapped the Mal's on the back line, and like the Mal's can't get any casts off if he's dead. He can't proc his Void Staff if he dies here. We're rotating into Marcel here, who is, I believe, the person we lost to last time. Just need to make sure we don't get Spirit Bombed by the Ahri here. I'm a little surprised, actually. And oh, really nice TG move, actually. Moves the Gwynsu plus GS down here. Yeah, okay, he's going to make this swap over here. I'm surprised he doesn't, like, clump more of his units on the right side here to try to bait out Seraphine Bomb, because it looks like Seraphine Bomb's just going to go on all of his units on the left here. Oh, his front line ends up walking up beautifully here. Yeah, he ends up just able to blow people up fast enough that he wins that fight. That was also against Clone, which... as far as I understand, there's actually a pretty big bug where Seraphine doesn't get the Power of Friendship stats on the team for Clone, so I think he actually got bailed out a little bit by that bug here. Archangels is the pickup here. I don't actually know who this is for. I'm kind of surprised we didn't take like Braum item, or even just like move Sterax over and throw... Yeah, I mean... I'm not really sure if this is the best set. Maybe it was the best time when you get off Carousel, Archangel's Braum. Okay, probably not. I think probably not here, but probably last. Well, maybe not last fight if we can win this here. I will say, I mean, the Gwen ult does so much damage. Our front line gets blown up. Wow, that was an insanely close fight. I mean, you just have to hope that the Gwen snipes out really crucial units here. We're gonna roll down. Look at a couple of Casantes here. I mean, I don't actually know what we're even rolling for at this point. Just stuff to deny. There's actually, looks like there's nothing to deny from Bapzera, so I guess we're just rolling for fun here. All right, gonna make sure all of our frontliners are clumped up here. Gonna make sure that Braum, just try to get him onto a priority target here. He just He's leaving him just straight up middle here. He swaps to left side here, and he's confident enough in his board that he is doing the Robin walk here, so we'll see. He has Gwen on the right side at least. Huge Gwen ult here, and it's not even close, man. An easy dub for Mr. Songs here on a really dominant tournament performance, and playing a comp that, you know, is lesser played, is not necessarily the, you know, the strongest comp in the world based on what everybody says. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Check out my Twitch meta file, my links down below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Thanks for watching, as always.